It's a journey people make every day. A trip across the Mexican border. But there's a growing concern about the number of Americans not coming back.
I walk the city, the park, places where I think he was, and then I leave it with his name and sign some money and a phone number.
Maria Plemon's 30-year-old son Zane has been missing for 6 months.
I really pray to God that somebody who can hear me and know something about him will let me know something.
Zane went to Mexico to catch a bus to see family, but he missed that bus. So his mom checked him into a hotel in Nuevo Laredo, just a few blocks from the border.
I told him be careful, and then he said, Mother, I'm gonna be okay overnight. You buy me the hotel where I'm gonna stay, and then I'll be okay. And tomorrow I will take the bus. As soon as I get there, I will call you.
But that call never came. So this mom went back to Mexico to look for her son. The story she heard from a worker at Hotel Alameda still haunts her.
She said that it was some kind of noise outside, and he was curious because he used to work as a reporter.
The hotel worker thought that noise was gunfire. She says Zane walked out the door with his camera and never came back.
A few hours later, early in the morning, these two gunmen come over, all covered, and ask for the key and take his stuff from the room. Everything was taken.
Weeks after that conversation, the hotel shut down.
It doesn't surprise me at all that if there was a shooting, that he would jump to grab his camera and take off and go film it.
We've seen a high number of Mexican media as well as American media targeted for being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
The FBI is investigating the case but can't comment on specifics.
Our jurisdiction begins when there's evidence of a crime, a forcible abduction, a ransom demand, a violent action with witnesses on the Mexican side.
The FBI says its agents do cross the border, but they depend on their Mexican counterparts for cooperation. In recent years, their work has picked up. In 2007, the State Department says 35 Americans were murdered in Mexico. In 2011, that number grew to 120.
It is quite different than the Nuevo Laredo, Mexico that all of us growing up on the border knew.
Laredo police investigator Joe Baeza says the violence has not spilled over to the U.S. side recently, but he monitors closely what happens across the border.
There's a fight between the Gulf Cartel and the Zetas, and then to throw in the boot the military.
Zane's family says that violence is destroying their home country, and Zane wanted everyone to see through the lens of his camera.
Didn't matter what kind of danger he put himself in, he needed to let the world see what is going on, especially Americans, what's going on right next door.
Zane's bank accounts have not been touched. There's been no activity on his Facebook and no threatening phone calls to his family.
You just have to keep hoping and knowing in your heart that they're not gone. They're somewhere and we can't forget about them.
It now happened to me, but it can happen to them too. To one of the kids, the wife, the mother. Somebody will be taken because they're taking people all the time.
Zane's family says it's hard to believe he was taken from a border he crossed his whole life. Grace White, Fox News at 9.